I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist, and this is Equal Entertainment. Billy Porter is selling his home because of the strikes in Hollywood. Porter says he had work lined up in September, but that's all no longer happening. In an interview with the Evening Standard, he shares that he has not made FU money yet, so he's still living check to check. The actors and writers' strikes are pushing for better pay and protection from artificial intelligence. Writers went on strike in May, actors in July. As Billy Porter mentioned, the big money players in the industry might not be feeling the strain of the strikes, but working creatives are certainly feeling it in many different ways. LaNisa, Frederick, and Danielle Pinnock are the creators of the digital series #Booked, and they gave me an inside look into how they are supporting the strike.
I want to touch on this notion of pay equity. And of course, there's so many actors who are not making a living. They can't make health insurance, etc. But when it comes to BIPOC or LGBTQ plus or disabled actors or writers, those folks, their stories are not being told as much as, your average cis straight white male guy. And so when there's pay inequity there for those few opportunities, then it really becomes a chasm. And I wonder, Danielle, would you speak to that piece of these strikes where these inequities are facing marginalized groups more than, most?
Yes. Okay. Well, first of all, I wanted for anybody that's watching that may not even know what a residual even is, right?
Right.
So they are payments that are sometimes made quarterly, depending on what union you're in. And I would say they're made to eligible creatives. And I say that because there are many creatives who work on series as well as films that receive no residuals. And child, that's criminal. And we probably gonna be striking about that too. But these are payments that are made when a show has reruns, anytime a show re-airs, and actors and writers and all eligible creatives can expect a percentage of those monies based on when the show is re-aired. And so in the glory days, right, shows like Friends and The Big Bang Theory, we hear these rumors of these actors making millions and millions of dollars on the residuals. That's broadcast TV, and that was the glory days of broadcast TV as well too. And that's not what it looks like now on broadcast TV, and it really doesn't look like that on streaming as well. And I think the other misconception is that all people in the entertainment industry are rich. And even the ones that you think are rich, y'all, are not. You know what I mean? I cannot remember. I mean, there's so many times as a journeyman actor, like the dreamers that are hustling. You know what I mean? We had 5011 side hustles to even just have the one line in the streaming project that's like Amelia in Prague, right? The one line to say, hold the bus, right? And then, you get paid $1,000 maybe to say that one line. And also while you're side hustling as a bartender and working for Postmates or as a nanny, or LaNisa, who was a dinosaur in a museum, you know what I mean? Now you're expected to make $26,470 to qualify for health insurance. How is that possible when you only got the one job in the 1 year? So that's one of the things that we're striking for. And I have to say, for Black people and for diverse groups, actors, diverse performers, listen, as a fat Black woman, child, okay, I will go in and have, going for the sassy Black this and the sassy Black this, and I will go in and have my little receptionist line and be like, it's not over there, right? And I would maybe get $700 for that. But also on that job, I was doing my own hair. I was bringing in my own costume. Like I had to do sometimes my own makeup. So we are working so much more than our white counterparts just for these smaller roles and these smaller paychecks. So that is another reason why we are striking as well. And I know there's a lot of conversation now of like, why are all these different groups coming to the strikes? Why is the Latinx community making these little groups on Facebook? And why is the Black community making these little groups on Facebook? Because in this incredible union, there are some really great, diverse, marginalized groups that are also striking for other things too. So I think This union is beautiful. I think there's a lot to work on industry-wise, especially when it comes to diverse groups. And I know we just held a strike that LaNisa organized on Friday, and it was beautiful to just hear the stories of all of the different performers, and things are happening to diverse groups. It's a shame. And I hope all of it right now is highlighted, and by the end of this strike that we won't have to do as much as we're doing now. It's too much.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for that, Danielle. And LaNisa, would you talk a little bit about the strike that you organized and what that was about?
Absolutely. So because we have such an amazing family, that's what we call our fans, we decided, hey, we need a hashtag booked strike. So we gathered, we struck at WB, I think this was last Friday, if I'm not mistaken, and we spread the word and brought some energy because as Danielle mentioned, there are so many other things outside of residuals and AI. For example, there is a line in there saying, hey, if you have people of color, a person of color, a Black person on set, make sure that that person can do their hair. It's not even extra time, but let's think about the extra money it costs for then a person of color, a Black person, to then get ready for that $1,000 role. So not only is it $1,000 for that one day, which sounds amazing, but I'm not working 5 days. I'm working one. Think about taxes, manager, your agent. And then if you are Black and you're a Black woman, you are also then preparing, what am I going to do with my hair?
Right.
What makeup do I need to bring to set? I got to bring something high quality because we're going to be on TV. So then you're adding those extra expenses in. So when we organized this, it was really about getting the word out that, hey, we're part of this too. Hey, we have a voice as well. This misconception of, all actors must be rich. I've gone down way too many comment rabbit holes. And I'm like, no. Trust. When Danielle and I had 5-7 jobs at the same time, just because we got one booking, it did not mean that lives were taken care of. So our strike, our thing that we put together this past Friday was really about gathering folks that some of us, we hadn't met. During the pandemic, we created such a community through our sketches that honestly, I'd run up to people and hug them and realize like, oh, we ain't really met in real life before. So it was really a coming together. Finally, we can be out. Let's all scream from the rooftops about what we're fighting for and show that we as a collective group have a say as well.
The MTV Video Music Awards has released this year's nominees, and there's an artist nominated who doesn't even have a video out. Beyoncé is nominated for Artist of the Year. The star has no music videos out for her album Renaissance, but there's no stopping Beyoncé. Taylor Swift is the most nominated artist with 8 nominations, including Music Video of the Year. Last year, she became the first artist to win 3 times in that category. Za comes in second with 6 nominations. Other nominated artists include Doja Cat, Sam Smith, Kim Petras, Miley Cyrus, Nicki Minaj, and Olivia Rodrigo, all with 5 nominations. Tory Lanez will spend the next 10 years in prison for the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. Lanez was convicted of 3 felonies in a shooting that injured Megan Thee Stallion back in July of 2020. Megan was shot in her foot during an argument in a vehicle after leaving a pool party at Kylie Jenner's home. Lanez said in the courtroom that he takes full responsibility for his actions, but did not mention Megan Thee Stallion by name. Prosecutors praised Megan for her courage in testifying during the case and enduring online hate campaigns directed at her. Ne-Yo is taking back his apology for comments that were criticized as anti-trans. Ne-Yo's comments came from an interview with Vlad TV where he criticized the parents of trans youth who affirm their gender identity. He released an apology on social media, but less than 24 hours later, he issued another statement saying that he won't, quote, go back to apologizing for having an opinion. He also doubled down on his stance against gender-affirming care, saying that he'll, quote, never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that is detrimental to their life. We must note that studies have shown, and the medical community agrees, that gender-affirming care helps improve the mental health of children. You can watch the Advocate channel live by downloading our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. For the Advocate channel, I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist, and thank you for watching.